Welcome to Carmen Daily. I am your host, Carmen Badan, a real estate broker by day and a dreamer by night. I have a confession to make. I have decided to stop thinking positive. Don't you just hate it when you have that one friend, when you go to share your sorrow and when you feel like your whole life is going to hell in a handbasket and you go crying on your friend's shoulder and you tell them all your problems and you expect them to come up with a solution and they listen and at the end they nod their head and they smile and they tell you that, honey, this too shall pass. Just think positive. Don't you just hate it? Well, guess what? I realize I do too. Because you know what? Just thinking positive doesn't work. Just thinking positive is not enough. So I'm done. I'm done with it. But what do I do instead? Because as you know, another one of my theories is you replace a habit with another habit. So I had to find another habit, and I found it. I'm not thinking positive anymore. Now I'm thinking powerful. Hear me out. We all know that we are the creators of our own universe. I didn't make that up. We are the creators of our universe through our mind, through our thoughts, and through our feelings. And what our thoughts put out in the universe is what we create for ourselves. I didn't make that up. In fact, it's in the Bible. The Buddha said it, Les Brown said it, Einstein said it, Wayne Dyer said it, Tony Robbins said it, the Dalai Lama said it, Jim Rohn said it, Neville Goddard said it, Norman Vincent Peale said it. Everybody said it. I didn't say it. Your thoughts create your reality. Okay, so in fact, I'm going to give you a quick quote here. I'm going to put my glasses on. Everything is energy. This is for the non-believers out there. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. This is not philosophy, this is physics. This is not me, this is Albert Einstein. And I have another quote for you. Words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit. They're either poison or fruit. You choose. Proverbs 18:21. So, if our thoughts create our reality, and if thinking positive thoughts is not sufficient, can it mean that just by thinking positive thoughts, we may actually introduce some doubt in that thought? And if we were to eliminate the doubt, can it mean that we could actually be more powerful while expressing that thought? So I started an experiment and I started actually implementing some of my newfound breakthroughs. So I started by, instead of positive thinking, envisioning the final result. I've been reading some books by Neville Goddard. I invite you to read them as well. And he invites you to do the following. Start from the end. Think from the end, not of the end. So if you start thinking of the final result, if you start thinking, what is it that you're trying to achieve? And put yourself physically, mentally, psychologically into that place. And then from there, it's almost like traveling into the future, right? From there, you know so much more when you get there. Think about it. If you were to travel in the future, how much more would you know? You would just look back going, oh, I got that. Exactly like that. So go back there, go there where you want to actually end up. Feel like you already got it. Think that you already got it. Act like you already got it. And you're going to get it. So I'm going to give you an example. Something that happened to me yesterday. I was going to a meeting at 9 o'clock and I was late. I left my house at exactly 8:37. And this was a trip that would normally take me a half an hour to get there. I got there in 15 minutes. But when I left the house, I said to myself the following: I already see myself opening the doors, sitting down with the people that I'm going to meet, and I'm already seeing myself being on plenty of time without sweating running down my face and everything else. I already see myself relaxed, feeling good. And you know what? I got there at exactly 8:52 with plenty of time to spare. Today, I did the exact same thing. I had an appointment at 12 o'clock. I was taking my time, drying my hair. Looks pretty. And I left my house at 11:42. I got there 2 minutes before 12 o'clock. Plenty of time. I looked good. I felt good because I knew I was going to be there on time. And here's a better one. One of our tenants is moving in less than 2 weeks. Part of our negotiation with the tenant was he was going to pay a full year's worth of rent in one fell swoop. So he brought a check of $25,000 in our office, and we were meant to deposit it on Friday, and the bank's closed. And I decided to make that deposit sooner than later so then it has enough time to clear until he moves in. The bank was closing at 2 o'clock today. I had 6 minutes to get to my office, get the key from Sharon's office, unlock her office, take the check, lock the office back, the main office back, get back in my car, drive, get to the bank, negotiate through traffic, get to the bank and make the deposit in 6 minutes. I was sitting in the last intersection at exactly 2 o'clock and I knew that I'm going to make it. I still knew that I'm going to make it. I didn't know how, but I knew. I could see myself depositing that check. I knew I was not going to take that check home with me. So what happens? I drove into the parking lot. I ran out of my car with a check in my hand. I left the car unlocked. But as soon as I arrived in front of the door opens. It is 1 minute past 2. 2 employees of the bank came out. They were going home for the weekend. I look in the woman's eyes and I say to her, I need to make a deposit. Please, would you let me in? She looked at me. She looked at the guy. She looked at the spot in between them. There was enough space between them that I could squeeze in. And she said, I guess. And I went in and I made my deposit. Never did I doubt myself that I'm not going to make that deposit today. So I think I'm on to something. So I'm going to continue to do this. And I urge you to try it. Give it a try. You must believe it and you must see yourself in that place. And hopefully things will start working differently for you. They are for me, and I'm very, very excited. And this is my show. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Carmen Badan with Carmen Daily. See you on the flip side.